Sergio Checo Perez isn't closing the garage door just yet. After stepping away from Formula One under a cloud of late-season drama with Red Bull, the Mexican ace is now teasing the possibility of a dramatic comeback. And it's not some distant dream. He's already got his hands on the steering wheel of a few potential deals. Turns out teams are still knocking. Among the contenders, Cadillac, the fresh-faced rookie looking to make a splash on the F1 grid. Their interest isn't just for show, it's real, and Checo knows it. But here's the kicker. He's not jumping into any old cockpit. He's hunting for a project that has bite, not just bark. For a driver who's weathered everything from midfield purgatory to podium champagne, Checo's next move isn't about survival, it's about meaning. He's taking his time, weighing each offer like it's the last lap of Monaco. After all, if he's going to come back, it won't be as a passenger. He wants the wheel and a fighting chance. Checo's not just dipping a toe back into the Formula One waters, he's eyeing the deep end. In a refreshingly honest chat with F1's official site, Perez dropped the biggest hint yet that his comeback could be just around the next hairpin. And no, this isn't some vague, never say never soundbite. He's been in talks, and things are heating up. There are some interesting projects, he said, his tone sounding more like a man assessing blueprints than reminiscing about old glories. Since Abu Dhabi, I've been contacted by a couple of teams. Translation: the phone hasn't stopped ringing since he unbuckled his harness. We are talking to a few parties. Once I know all my options, I'll make a decision, he said, sounding more like a free agent with leverage than a man chasing lost opportunities. One team, though, has been buzzing louder than a V6 turbo on quali day: Cadillac. Yes, that Cadillac. The American juggernaut gearing up to enter Formula One with bold dreams and deep pockets. And guess whose name keeps popping up as the perfect lead driver to anchor their grand entrance? That's right, Checo's. It's early days, but if Cadillac wants to make a splash, signing Perez would be one hell of a cannonball. The rumor mill may be spinning faster than a Red Bull pit stop, but this time it's got some serious fuel. Helmut Marko, never one to mince words, has stoked the fire around Perez's potential Cadillac move. In a recent interview, Marko didn't just throw a bone, he practically handed over the stake. I think he has a very good chance at Cadillac, he said, giving what's possibly the most public green light yet to the idea of Checo leading the American team's F1 entry. And while Marko's known for his unfiltered takes, this time he dialed it back just enough to drop a cheeky nugget. It was just about tequila, he laughed, when asked if he'd recently discussed anything serious with Perez. No contracts, no setups, just two old colleagues catching up over spirits, literally and figuratively. That's the vibe Checo's been putting out lately. Relaxed, reflective, and in no rush to jump back into the chaos. But beneath the casual tone is a driver who's thinking 3 moves ahead. Perez isn't sprinting back into the sport. He's cruising down pit lane, observing everything, waiting for the right moment to drop the clutch. His time away isn't just about sipping tequila under the sun, it's about recalibrating. He's not just looking for a car, he's looking for a culture that fits, a team that gets him, and a mission worth fighting for. And if Cadillac wants to launch with impact, pairing up with a battle-tested driver who's still got fire in his belly, that might be the power move they need. For Checo, a return to Formula One isn't as simple as grabbing the first seat with his name on it. This comeback, if it happens, isn't about ticking boxes, it's about purpose. It has to feel right. He's not just chasing grid spots, he's chasing meaning. I'll only come back if the project makes sense, and it's something I can genuinely enjoy, he said, cutting through the noise with the clarity of a man who's been on both the front row and the firing line. That clarity didn't just appear out of thin air. It came from stepping away. His time off the grid, though unplanned, turned out to be a pit stop for the soul. No briefings, no red-eye flights, no back-to-back races. Just life, family dinners, real weekends, and sleep that doesn't come in hotel rooms. This time off has made me realize how much I've missed from normal life, he admitted. And if he's going to rejoin the madness, he wants to do it with full commitment, not half-heartedly chasing midfield points just to stay in the circus. So forget the idea of Checo being some stopgap solution for a struggling team. He's not here to plug holes, he's here to win. This is a man with 7 Grand Prix victories, the architect of underdog triumphs with Force India, Racing Point, and race-saving drives at Red Bull. That kind of resume doesn't come with a discount. Perhaps the most unexpected twist in Perez's interview came when he pulled back the curtain on his Red Bull exit. And no, it wasn't the kind of graceful farewell you'd script in a Netflix docuseries. For a driver who spent seasons in the eye of the media storm, Checo's revelation that his departure came out of nowhere was genuinely surprising. It all happened very late in the season. I didn't really expect it, he said, still sounding like someone who saw the checkered flag before realizing the race was over. The moment of clarity. Qatar. Not exactly the setting for career-defining conversations, but that's where the wheels came off. off behind the scenes. That's when it became clear, Checo recalled. We started talking and ended up negotiating the terms of ending the contract. The decision wasn't dragged out, no long back and forth. It was fast, clinical, almost too quick for someone who had poured himself into the role of Verstappen's wingman. His time at Red Bull wasn't just about chasing podiums, it was about chess moves on asphalt. He defended when it mattered, sacrificed when the team needed, and occasionally pulled off magic in races others had written off. But even that wasn't enough. The pressure cooker that is Red Bull, powered by sky-high expectations, relentless media scrutiny, and an unforgiving spotlight, finally cracked the facade. The truth is, Checo was never just a number two. He was the glue in more than a few team strategies. The brake check artist when Verstappen needed clean air, and the guy who could conjure tire-saving miracles. Yet the narrative spun around inconsistency and unmet expectations. That, in the end, became louder than his results. His exit wasn't just a change in driver lineup. It marked the end of a complicated, high-stakes partnership where loyalty, performance, and politics collided at 300 kilometers per hour. With the Red Bull chapter now tucked away in the rearview mirror, Checo's focus has shifted entirely to the road ahead, and that road might just have Cadillac written all over it. For a driver looking to reinvent himself after leaving the sport's most dominant team, a fresh project like this could be the perfect pit stop before another charge up the grid. Starting over doesn't mean starting from scratch, especially when you're bringing years of on-track experience, a trophy cabinet that isn't empty, and the kind of racecraft that's been battle-tested against the sport's best. If anything, joining Cadillac would allow Perez to do something few veterans ever get the chance to: help build an F1 team from the ground up. This isn't just about driving, it's about legacy. Imagine shaping a car, guiding engineers, mentoring rookies, and laying down the DNA of a brand new team. That's not a seat filler role, that's leadership in fireproof overalls. And from Cadillac's perspective, bringing in a name like Checo would be like launching with turbo boost. He's a proven race winner, but more than that, he's a marketing goldmine, especially in regions where F1 is desperate to grow. Latin America already worships him like a national hero, and in the States, he brings just the right blend of grit, charm, and familiarity to cut through the noise. It's a deal that makes sense both in the garage and in the boardroom. Cadillac needs credibility, Checo needs purpose. Put them together and you just might have the sport's next big storyline brewing. Should Checo take the gamble with Cadillac or hold out for a more proven team? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, goodbye for now.